GTV welcomes you to the following presentation of Grizzlies High School Sports.
Welcome everyone to the senior night. We're going to do Plymouth seniors first, and please come up now when you're called. So first up we have Katie Deshawn. Amelia Curtis Council. Alicia McLaughlin. Mackenzie Connor. Carissa Gauthier. Alright, now Gotham. Okay, we're first going to start out with Alexis Little, our manager. Next year, Alexis is going to UConn for pre-med and chemistry. Alexis, unfortunately, her sophomore year was hurt, but she never left our team. Our manager, she keeps us together, and without her, we're going to be an awful next year. And we love you, Alexis, so come get your flowers. Alright, next we have Lindsay Lord. Lindsay Lord has been playing Goffstown softball for 9 years. She has played 5 years of Goffstown Babies softball and 4 years of high school softball. During Lindsay's senior year, she has played left field for the team. In the fall, Lindsay will be attending Smith College in Northampton, Mass. and will be studying biochemistry along with playing softball in Smith. As a player, Lindsay has brought a lot of positives to the field. She has always been willing to help out others and give support when needed. She works hard on the field doing her best and is a great person to look up to. Lindsay is a great example of a team player. She is always talking on the bench, cheering her teammates on. She has been willing to sacrifice herself for the betterment of this whole team, and we love that about her.
Your sister's
Finally, on behalf of the whole team, I would like to say thank you for all that you have done for this team and for your constant positive attitude and smile on your face. We will miss everything about you, especially your hard work ethic on the diamond. We wish you the best going off to college and beyond. We hope you have 4 great seasons of softball at Smith and that you enjoy what you are studying. Needless to say, Lindsay will be missed greatly by her teammates, coaches, and fans here at Boston High School. I want to first start off by saying that Mandy Avery has been playing softball in Goffstown for 12 years. She played for 3 years in hockey and all 4 years here at GHS. Along with softball, she played field hockey as well. In the fall, Hannah will be attending Hill College in Eastern Mass, where she will study biology and genetic counseling while also playing field hockey. I can probably speak for almost everyone when I say that I view Hannah as a team player and a captain. The motivation and encouragement she brought to our team even in tough situations is incredible, and without her, our team would be drastically different. When our heads suddenly felt defeated, she was there to take us back up and put us back on track to another victory. She's always been willing to help anyone with anything, whether it be with softball, schoolwork, or personal things. What will we do without her next year? I have no idea. Hannah, your positive attitude and a smile on your face all the time reminds everyone not to worry about the little things and to focus on the bigger picture. I want to thank you personally for all you've done for me and for strengthening me as an individual, and I'm also here to thank you for this season for keeping our spirits up and helping us with everything. We love you, Hannah, and good luck in college. Haley Campbell. Okay. Alright, so Haley will be attending Eastern Connecticut State University and is majoring in labor relations and human research management. She will also be playing for the D3 softball program they have there, and she'll be playing second base So, here. I didn't write it down, but it's coming from the heart. So, Haley Campbell has been in the Goffstown softball program for 4 years now. And since I became here as a freshman, she's a sophomore. She has made me feel extremely welcome in the program. And I was young and I was a little guy. And I made the varsity team my first year. But she made me feel extremely welcome. And she was like one of my only friends there. And she always hung out with me and she helped me on my way. And I respect that very much of you. Thank you. So I'm going to miss you so very much next year. And catching with you was very fun. It was. And I was not a very happy catcher, but I was happy to do. So thank you so much, Keely, for being there for me. And thank you for being such a great friend and an amazing captain. I have never had a captain so motivated and inspirational as you. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Welcome everyone to Goffstown High School for today's varsity girls softball team between the Goffstown Grizzlies and Plymouth Regional. With me today is Butch Gifford. He's also, not only is he doing color commentary, but he's also our cameraman. So you're actually doing 2 jobs today, Butch. Very proud of you.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, this is a really big game, isn't it?
It sure is. These two teams are neck and neck going into the last part of the season, and they're vying for either probably second or third place, and it should be a barn burner.
Yeah, actually, I'm really looking forward to today's game, Butch. As you said, these are 2 very, very competitive teams. Right now, Plymouth Regional is currently in 3rd place, and Goffstown is in 4th. So really what they're playing for today for Goffstown is home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which is really critical.
That is correct. Last year they had home field advantage, and they pulled a squeaker out and made it to the Final Four, and Coach Matt Fleming's first year as head coach.
So we got a first pitch ball here. Anna Strong is the pitcher for Goffstown, and she's a sophomore this year. And a very interesting story here. Unfortunately, Haley Campbell, senior, got hit by a line drive and sustained a concussion.
Yep, during the Sauhegan game, a line drive hit right back at her. She turned her head by instinct and got hit right in the back of the head, and she has suffered a concussion, and she's been out ever since then.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate, especially for a senior and somebody as talented as Haley is. But I'll tell you, Anna has done a very, very good job. She's a sophomore, very competent, and she's really kept Goffstown in a lot of games.
Yes, she has. As a sophomore, she's really come and pitched very well for them.
That was a close, that was a 3-2 count, and she unfortunately she gave up a walk there. We got a runner at first base. We've got a really nice bunt laid out. Unfortunately, couldn't make the catch on first base, and now we got runners at first and third with no outs. You know, I think the key to Goffstown today, Butch, is really going to be their defense. Obviously, they're going to get a competent pitching performance from Anna, but I think they really need to make sure that they execute well in their defense. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree, and usually they make that play, so that's unfortunate that it happened. We'll probably see the runner steal second now.
Showed another bunt. Now you're right. You called it.
Yep.
You must have done some coaching before, haven't you?
Just a little bit here and there.
So we got a 1-strike count here. We're at the top of the first inning. Fouled off. We got a 2-strike count. Thank you, Ray. In the box with us is Ray Lord. He has been doing the scoreboard here for, I think, 4 years now. Very talented, capable individual. I think he's only missed 3 or 4 wrong calls all season. Oh, we've got a passed ball. Luckily, that didn't cost Goffstown anything on that one.
Yep. Plymouth is playing it conservative. Held the runner there.
Yeah, behind the plate, we've got Livy St. Jean. Livy's first time catching this year, correct?
Yes.
For the varsity.
Jenna has caught the last 2 years, I believe, and she's now playing shortstop.
And at first base, we have Jasmine Cologne, and that's her first year, I believe, playing first as a varsity player. There's a drive to left field. That's over the left fielder's head. And that's a double, and that brings in 2 runs. So right off the bat, it's a 2-0 lead for Plymouth. Unfortunately, there's no outs right now. Again, we're in the top of the first inning. Again, I want to just go over the fielders. Second base, we have Michaela Fleming. Shortstop is Jenna Indigaro. And at third is Nicole Nanoff. That first pitch is a little bit high for ball 1. In right field, we have Hannah Gifford. Center field is Hannah Baldiga. And in left field is Alyssa Lombardi. And Alyssa was just recently called up, about a couple of weeks ago. She's having a fantastic time at the plate.
Yeah, she's only a freshman. Or is she a sophomore?
I think she's a freshman. We have a 2-1 count now on the cleanup hitter. That's a little low. Now it's a 3-1 count. We got a runner at second base. That's a good pitch. Now she's got him at a full count. That's a foul ball. It's going to be out of play. So as I said, I think this is about Anna's third or fourth start since Haley's injury, and she's done a very, very capable job for the Grizzlies so far in her short career here. That is a sharp line drive to the center fielder. The runner on third looks like they're going to hold, and we got runners at the corners. Again, unfortunately, no outs for the Goffstown Grizzlies. Up number is number 7, Katie Vachon. She plays shortstop for Plymouth. Another bunting situation. That is they're going to be taken off for second base.
Absolutely, that's a standard play.
It is, takes the force out of play.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, Plymouth has come out pretty strong here with the bats.
Yep, they seem to be well disciplined, good hitting team.
That was a little bit low, so we got a 2-0 count. This is a little bit tough for Goffstown. We got runners at second and third with a 2-run lead for Plymouth.
There's a nice pitch there.
That was very good. She's got to just settle down a little bit. We got another pitch right up the middle to the center field. That's going to bring home another run. And we've got runners at the corners again now. The score is 3-0 Plymouth. Up is Carissa Gothier. Nope. That's a strike. So he's going to be taking second base. Ball's a little bit low. We got a 1-1 count. Again, we got runners at second and third. Once again, there are no outs right now in the top of the first. A little bit of a rough stretch for Goffstown as they start out in this game. That was a nice pitch. We're at a 1-2 count now.
Yeah, she's going to try to keep it low so they'll hit into maybe a ground ball to the infield. She leaves it up. They're a good hitting team.
Yeah,
they're going to put it out there.
Yeah, she needed that one. And
yes.
I think Goffstown needed that as well. You know, a 3-0 lead is not anything insurmountable. Goffstown's got a good hitting team, and scoring runs is not an issue for them. But they really need to shut the door here in the top of the first.
Nice pitch. The umpire does a little field maintenance there with the plate.
Yeah, right now for Plymouth, we got number 12, Samantha Galmer. Samantha plays catcher for this team. Left-handed batter. Ball's a little bit low. We got a 1-1 count now. And again, I think, as you said, Butch, I think if she keeps her pitches down, she'll be in much better shape.
Yeah, she's going to try to hit the corners, keep them down.
That's another good pitch. Looked like a little off speed on that one, didn't it?
It could have been a change,
Yeah.
absolutely. She's got to keep the batters off balance. If you just keep throwing fastballs all the time, it's they're just going to key in on it. So you got to keep the batters off balance.
That is another sharply hit ball to right field. Hannah Gifford is up with it quickly, and she's going to hold that to a double, but unfortunately another couple of runs scored. So we got it quickly. Plymouth has jumped onto a 5-0 lead at the top of the first inning.
All right, we have a little timeout here. Coach Fleming.
Probably a good move, I tell you. You know, giving up a 5 spot in the top of the first is a little bit tough. They've done a very effective job. Plymouth has kind of really jumping over some of these pitches, and I think you're right, Butch. I think hopefully the manager Matt Fleming. It's his second year at Goffstown High School, second year of varsity. Last year, in his first year, he led the team to the state semifinals in Division II. This game is, as I said, it's important because it's home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So there is something to be playing for here.
Yeah.
And I think Matt's doing the right thing, trying to calm some nerves.
Yeah, you really want to try to get that home seed first game under your belt, and then before you move on forward. But they're going to have to try to shut down Plymouth here.
That's a foul ball. Out of play. Up now is number 8, Ashley Hoyt. She's the right fielder. That's a nice pitch. She's ahead of the count now on a 0-2 count with 1 out in the top of the first. It's been a pretty tough top of the first for the Goffstown Grizzlies, giving up 5 runs so far. That pitch was low. It is now a 1-2 count. We got a runner at second base for Plymouth.
There you go.
That was another key strikeout for Anna. We've got 2 outs now in the top of the first. Up for Plymouth is the 9-hitter, so they've almost batted around here. This is Jordan Meyer. She plays left field. That was right down the middle, but that could be a very dangerous pitch.
Yes, you're correct, Scott.
Yeah. We got a 1-1 count. Once again, we've got a runner, number 12, at second base.
Nice pitch.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. So we got a 1-2 count. This is a big payoff pitch here. Let's see what Anna can do here. That's a fair ball. Fair ball. We got runners at the corners. That was a squibber, Butch. It's one of those things where it's like she swung, but it's a hit.
It was almost like a bunt.
Yeah.
Really tough because the infielders aren't playing for the bunt. They're not ready for the bunt, and it just scribbles out there. And sure enough, now at the top of the order again.
Top of the order, number 17, Amelia. She's showing bunt. And they're taking off as usual. In girls softball, these types of situations, this is almost customary, right, Butch?
It seems to be Groundhog Day today with this scenario with the first and third, you know?
That ball is to left field. Nice catch by Allie. So once again, Goffstown has unfortunately given up 5 runs in the top of the first inning. Hopefully that won't be insurmountable for them. We've got a pretty good hitting team. I think it was a nice job by Coach Fleming to get out there, calm some nerves. And
yeah,
let's
it looked like Anna has settled down a little bit. So.
Yeah. You know what? It's senior day. obviously it's a game that has some importance, and everybody reacts differently to these types of stresses. So let's just hope that Goffstown can put some points on the board.
Who do we have pitching there, Scott?
Our pitcher is Carissa Gauthier. Don't know much about Carissa. We didn't really get a whole lot of stat sheets from the opposing team today, Butch, so we're going to have to kind of wing it.
That's okay.
Overall, Goffstown has had a pretty good hitting year. If you look at statistically, the team has hit. I think the key today, though, is really hitting in the key spots. You know, getting runners on base and driving in some runs with the runners that are on base.
Yeah, absolutely. Up first, I believe, is Michaela Fleming. She has been playing softball for 11 years. So I think right from the get-go, she's been on the softball field.
Oh, and there's no doubt. I believe Michaela is a sophomore. The team actually has a pretty good mix of different ages. We got about 2 or 3 seniors, several juniors and sophomores, and I believe only one freshman, if I'm not mistaken. That would be Alyssa Lombardi, who was just recently called up, and her bat's been on fire.
Yeah, she's an aggressive little player. Yeah. She plays field hockey as well, I know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's going to be a great player here someday.
No doubt. So as you said before, we've got Michaela Fleming. She'll be leading off. And Michaela is working on a .333 batting average this season. She's had a pretty good job as a leadoff hitter. And she takes a first pitch strike from Plymouth's pitcher, Carissa Gauthier. That was a little bit on the outside. We got a 1-1 count here. Once again, Goffstown is in a 5-run hole in the bottom of the first inning. That ball is high. Good eye by the batter. We're at a 2-1 count. I think it's important, Butch, you know, for the girls. They got to get on base now. 5-run deficit.
Yeah, they do. They just have to be patient with this pitcher, though.
I would agree. We got a 3-1 count. In this situation, Butch, you know, a walk is as good as a hit. You know, you got to get base runners.
Absolutely.
And she gives up a hit back to the pitcher, and we've got 1 out.
Yes, we do. Not a good way to start it off, but that's okay. She'll get another shot at it.
So this is Alyssa Lombardi. Alyssa's number 16. Alyssa's playing left field. She was playing catcher for the JV until she was brought up a couple of weeks ago. As I said before, we have another right back to the pitcher, and we've got a very quick 2 outs.
Oh, boy.
As I said before, Alyssa came up from the varsity a couple of weeks ago. She's done a great job. And now we've got Hannah Gifford, number 17, who's our left fielder. And she takes ball 1.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to resist those first pitches sometimes when they're coming right down the middle.
When you're down 5-0.
Yep, I agree.
You got to be patient. And we got a 1-1 count to Hannah Gifford. And Hannah is one of the graduating seniors this year, has a really nice career at Goffstown High School. And I know she's your daughter, but I will say she's a great kid, and you should be very proud of the young lady that you've raised.
Yes, we are proud of her.
And she just took, she swung and missed at a strike 2. So she's worked herself into a little bit of a hole here.
She has. That was a little off-speed pitch.
And that ball's high and outside for a 2-2 count.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see another off-speed pitch here.
Not right down the middle, and she fouled that one off. And a nice catch by a parent. That's one of the better catches so far today.
You're correct, Mr. Gross. You are correct.
That was your off speed. She did a nice job staying in there on that one. That was a nice pitch and an even better at bat.
Sometimes it's not right down the middle, and you just gotta gotta foul it off just to
stay alive.
Keep your at bat going.
Yeah, still got a 2-2 count here. And that ball is outside, so we got another 3-2 count. Got to be patient here. And she flies to left field, and that is going to be caught. Caught by the left fielder, Jordan Meyer. She got under that one a little bit, but she was a good at bat. So at the end of one, Goffstown is in a hole 5-0 to Plymouth. Again, some first inning jitters. Let's see what Goffstown is made of here as we go to the top of the second. Certainly they need to stop them here just to keep their momentum and to stay in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not a good way to start your first inning, 1, 2, 3, but it's a long game. It's only the first inning, and if they can shut them down here and just nibble away at that lead, they'll be okay.
I agree. So I just want to go over some of the coaches today. The manager, head coach for Goffstown Grizzlies, as I said before, Matt Fleming. Matt's in his second year as a varsity coach. He was the JV coach the year before that, so he's been with the program for about 3 years, and very dedicated guy, very passionate about softball. Is it fair enough to say?
Absolutely. He's coached not his whole life, but he's coached for a number of years. He's the president of a softball association up in Concord, and he knows these girls. He's been around softball for a long time. So.
And he's assisted by both Amy Green and Pete Bartlett, again, his assistant coaches this year. And they've also done a nice job working with the girls. So we got a 1-1 count right now to the second hitter in the order, Kelsey Mom. Kelsey is the second baseman for Plymouth.
Anna's throwing hard. I like her speed.
Yeah, I think she was throwing some balls that were very hittable in the first inning. I think if she keeps the ball low and she chooses her spots, she can be a very effective pitcher for this Goffstown team. Nice range by the second baseman, but she was not able to hold on to the ball, and unfortunately, because the ball went out of play, second base will be awarded to the base runner. So we've got a runner at second now with no outs in the top of the second inning.
Michaela made an excellent stop on the ball. I think it just got out of her, the throw was just a little off center. It's an excellent stop, though.
Yeah, we've got Alicia McGlown. She plays third base, and we've got ball one to Alicia. Again, Goffstown needs to get a stop here. That ball was high, so we have a 2-0 count. That's a strike right down the middle. Yeah, I agree. I think Michaela made a nice stop on that play. Just showed good range at second base. And that is a pop-up. That might be playable. No, it is out of bounds on the right base side, right by the dugout, visitor's dugout. Jasmine Colon made an attempt, but unfortunately that was out of play. We've got a 2-2 count here. The pitch. That ball is sharply hit to the shortstop. She stays with it.
She's safe.
She's safe. So we got a runner at first and second. She held the runner at second. Good job keeping the ball in front of her, but unfortunately we weren't able to get the first base runner there. Now is the number 24, Mackenzie Palmer. Mackenzie is the cleanup hitter. She's setting up the bunt, showing bunt, and that is a strike one.
See, a lot of times on that, Scott, what will happen is they will try the fake bunt, get the third baseman to come in, and then steal from second to third.
Right. Here's a play to third baseman. Nicole Nanoff fires it over, and that is an out at first base. That's a very effective bunt by number 24. Did her job. She advanced the runners into scoring position. You know, and from a cleanup hitter, I tell you, that's a very interesting play when you're up five runs.
Sure.
A little surprising, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, usually the coach will let the number 4 spot hitter just hit away, driving a couple runs.
So now up is the number 5 hitter, number 7, Katie Vachon, the shortstop. And that ball's low in the dirt for ball 1. That ball was ripped. Nice play by the shortstop. That was a great play by Jenna Indigaro. She looked the runner back to second base, fired it over to first for the out. Did give up a run, but that was a very, very good play by the shortstop, Jenna Indigaro.
Yeah, absolutely. Good throw from the hole in short.
Yeah. There's another one to the shortstop. Jenna fires, and that is an out. So it gave up 1 run. We've got a 6-0 score going into the bottom of the second. So again, Goffstown showed some pretty good defense there. Jenna had 2 nice plays at shortstop to prevent more runs from coming in.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but great defense there.
Yeah.
Held them to 1 run. Now they got to get the bats going.
Yeah, I think Butch, it's about getting the bats going, but it's about being patient a little bit at the plate. You know, that when you've got you want to try to get walks just as you do want to get hits, and sometimes going deep in the count when you're down is a good thing. The team is a very capable hitting team, and I feel as if they're more patient at the plate, good things will happen.
Yep, I don't think the pitcher from Plymouth is overpowering. I just think that they really do need to be patient and just be selective in their pitches, and 1 out at a time.
Yeah, so up now is Goffstown's cleanup hitter, Nicole Nanoff. And Nicole last year had a phenomenal year. She has tremendous power. And as you can see from her play third base, a very, very strong arm to go with that.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal third baseman. Rarely does a ball ever get by her. And with her very strong arm, she's like gold over there.
You know, the only thing I will say, and that's coming from her fact sheet itself, is that the fun fact about Nicole is that it says here that she's got 2 webbed toes.
2 webbed toes. That's
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's maybe that. I don't know if it helps with your speed. Maybe swimming.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Does she swim?
Yeah,
it
she does.
It says here she's a competitive
Yeah,
swimmer.
she does.
There you go. That's a slight advantage.
I'll have to zoom in. Maybe we can get a peek at those toes through her cleats.
All right, so we're leading off at the bottom of the second inning. Goffstown is down 6-0 pretty quickly. In case you haven't been following, the Goffstown team gave up 5 runs to Plymouth on top of the first and gave up 1 run top of the second. Nicole fouls one off.
Yeah, it was a little high in the strike zone.
Yeah, we got a 1-1 count. Again, I think it's all about being patient, you know. Take your pitch and then drive your pitch.
And Nicole can drive it.
No doubt.
She's a very good power hitter.
She's popped it up, looks to the first baseman, and that is the first out on the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, she just got onto that.
Up now is Lindsay Lord, number 13, and Lindsay is another very, very good hitter for the Goffstown Grizzlies. She's got also has a lot of power, very much a line drive doubles hitter. And here she goes, right into the gap. Did I call that one or not?
You did.
And she's going to try to stretch it for 2. Here comes the throw. She's standing up.
Nice, very good.
So you could call me Nostradamus, how I can predict these things.
Yes.
But, you know, that's typical Lindsay Lord. I mean, an excellent hitter, punched it right into the gap for a double. So we got Goffstown's got a runner at second. Now up is the shortstop, Jenna Indigaro, number 12. Jenna also has a very good bat. Let's see if we can get something working here in the bottom of the second inning. That ball's high. I like the aggressiveness of Lindsay at second. She took a nice big lead there, seeing that the second baseman wasn't even coming back.
Sure.
It's those little things that mean a lot. We've got a 2-0 count now on Jenna Indigaro, the shortstop. This is a big thing for Goffstown, trying to squeak back into this thing, get a couple of runs, and that one was hit back to the pitcher. I'm not so sure about that one, Butch. I got to be honest with you. I would have been a little bit more patient on that one. The ball's a little high. Now up is Jasmine Cologne. She's the first baseman for Goffstown, number 7. Jasmine's batting .381 so far this season with 4 RBIs.
This is her first year playing first base.
Yeah.
She's done a fine job.
She's a good athlete, though. And she gets an RBI single, a very timely hit. That's exactly what Goffstown needed. The second baseman lunged for it, but unfortunately she couldn't come up with that play. And for Goffstown, that scores their first run and gets them on the board. Now up we have number 00, Hannah Baldiga, the center fielder. Hannah takes a call first strike. Hannah's got some tremendous speed, probably one of the fastest players on this team, if I'm not mistaken.
I would agree with you.
We've got a 1-1 count.
She's played center field, and she covers a lot of ground out there as well.
Good eye. She's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count here. You know, like I said before, Butch, this is all about getting on base and letting the people and trying to drive in runs no matter how you can, whether that's through errors, fly ball, sacrifice flies. And that was a tough swing there. 2-2 count for Hannah. I think she was a little crossed up in terms of what to do on that one. And that is strike 3. So Goffstown gets on the board with 1 run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So we've got a score going into the top of the 3rd. Plymouth 6 and Goffstown 1. So, you know, they got to get back to work here. There's no doubt about it. And they're at the point now, Butch, where they really can't afford to give up a lot of runs defensively.
No, they need to shut them down now.
Yeah.
From this point forward and just chip away at the lead. So it's very crucial these next few innings. Matt Fleming has always told them between innings to get to work, and that's what they need to do. They need to get to work and shut them down.
Also, as one of the substitutes is, I don't know if you can pan over there, is Emma Campbell. And Emma was also brought up from the JV team this year. Emma is a pitcher. I believe she also plays second base and other positions as well. And you have Nicole Anderson. And Nicole's wearing the sweatshirt that says NH on it. But they are the 2 substitutes for the game today. So we might be seeing them a little bit later on, either in a pinch running capacity, pinch hitting, or in the field. So look forward to seeing them later on.
Emma is the sister of Haley, who was the injured starting pitcher for Goffstown. She is a pitcher as well, just like her sister. Following in the footsteps.
Okay, behind the plate, we've got Livy St. Jean. And that is another sharply hit ball to right field, and Hannah Gifford scoops that up pretty quickly and gets it into Jenna Indigaro, the shortstop. And very quickly, we've got a runner at first base. So we're at the bottom of the order. The 7-hitter just had a pretty nice line drive hit there. Now we've got the 8-hitter, Ashley Hoyt. She plays right field for Plymouth. That's another bunt, and that is fair ball. Nicole Nanoff fires it to first, and that is a sacrifice bunt. Runner advances to second base. And as you can see, as in softball, Butch, they're always running these rotations, and shortstop has to come over to cover third base, because on that bunt play, you can go first to third if no one's covering third base.
And that happens now and then.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful bunt by the Plymouth batter.
It literally died right in the line. I think what you saw there was the strength of Nicole Nanoff's arm. That was a pretty difficult play, considering how far she had to come in, but she compensates. She has an extremely strong arm that compensates for a lot. We've got a 1-1 count. So that allows her, she can play a little bit deeper because she can really gun it.
Plus she has very good speed.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very agile at third base.
Yeah, she's an all-around athlete.
Yeah. I like the way that she gets down the line very quickly and she just sets her feet and just literally guns them. Another play to third. That's out of play. Foul. We've got a 1-2 count with 1 out in the top of the third inning. Plymouth is leading Goffstown 6-1. And that is another foul by the number 9 hitter, Jordan Meyer, the left fielder. So Jordan is battling herself.
Be really nice to get a strikeout here.
That is fouled out of play.
Oh.
Off the press box. That one hurt a little bit, Ray, didn't it? Yeah. Hey, Ray, have you ever been here where the ball actually came back? And Ray said that, no, he has not had that happen. Yeah. So we've got a 2-2 count on Jordan Meyer. Jordan is really having a really good at-bat here, battling. And
there we go.
She swings and misses for strike 3. Now we've got 2 outs. We are back to the top of the order with number 17, Amelia Karn-Tokasol, and I've pronounced your name, I apologize. And that is a call, strike 1. We've got a runner on second base in Samantha Gallmer, the center fielder. And we've got a pop-up to center field. Hannah Baldiga is under it, and she catches it for the 3rd out. So that was kind of what Goffstown needed. They needed to put up a 0 spot.
That they did.
And they did do that.
Right.
So it's now about getting some offense going and really being patient at the plate, getting runners on the bases so that the power hitters can bring them home. So we got 6-1 score at the bottom of the 3rd.
I think we have Olivia St. Jean coming up to bat.
Olivia. And we're going to be bringing up, Butch, in the next inning, we're going to be bringing up one of the Goffstown players to do a little play-by-play with us. So
that would be excellent.
We may be asking you to remove your headset so that I can talk to one of the players.
Absolutely. Stand back a little. I can get you in there.
Yeah. So, Butch, we're going to be bringing up Tess Barbaro, and Tess, if you would mind putting on the headphones and come on over, stand next to me. You're going to be our special play-by-play guest commentator.
Okay.
So, Tess, tell us a little bit about what happened. So you got a concussion?
Yeah, I got a knee to the head when we were playing Sauhegan. I went to dive for a ball at second, and the runner kneed me in the head.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
How you feeling?
I feel a little better.
Okay.
I should be back by next week.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best. And so a little bit of a rough start for the Goffstown team. We're down 6-1.
Yeah, a little bit. A little nerves, but I think we're good.
So I think the key now is we just got to get some runners on base.
Keep chipping away. We'll get it.
So we've got the catcher, Olivia St. Jean, number 4. She's a lefty, and she squibs it to first base. This is going to be a very tough play, and she is safe. I'd give that one a hit. What do you think, Tess?
I would.
I would. I think that's a hit. She's got very good speed getting down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't normally say that catchers have fantastic speed, but Libby actually is very quick. I'd say she's probably one of the fastest girls in the team.
I would agree.
So now she's getting a courtesy runner, and I believe that's Nicole Anderson?
Yes, that's
number
her.
22.
72.
72, I apologize. You have the concussion, but I have the poor vision. So now we have the leadoff hitter, number 2, Michaela Fleming. And we really got to get some action here with the bats in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And she sets up to bunt, and I don't think she was sacrifice bunting on that one. I get the impression that she was trying to get on with that bunt. Now, do you think Nicole might be a steal threat here, or what do you think we might be going on here?
I think you might leave her on for right now.
Yeah.
No down. Not worth the shot of risking it.
That is another really solid bunt. And she does her job. She gets the runner to second base. So Nicole Anderson is now on second base with a sacrifice bunt by the leadoff hitter, Michaela Fleming. So Allie, she was brought up when you and Haley got hurt.
Yep.
And she's been a pretty good contributor so far, hasn't she?
Has a great batting average. She has a home run 2 games ago. Just a freshman. She's doing amazing up here.
And she's got a line drive. This will be a tough play at third, and there won't be any throw. So Allie Lombardi now has another hit. That's a nice line drive to left field. So this is one of these classic softball situations that we were talking about before, first and third. And do you think we might see a little steal action going on here?
I think he'll send her.
Yeah.
I don't think with 1 down that they'll try and throw her out at 2. I think it's a good chance that she'll make it there.
And she's off, and the catcher holds her throw. And my cell phone went off. How inappropriate was that? That's why you can tell this is not ESPN.
Just like ESPN.
And that's ball 2. Ball 2 to Hannah Gifford, number 17. I'm sorry? They did. They taught me at that at broadcasting school. And Hannah it's a looper. That could drop. That is going to drop. Runner goes to third. We're going to score another run. And we've got runners at first and third. With us now, it is 6-2 Plymouth. This is it. Now we got Nicole Manoff. She is the cleanup hitter for Goffstown. A lot of power, right?
A lot of power. One of the best swings I've ever seen.
Yeah. And Hannah Gifford takes second. And that's rather typical. You try to take the runners out of force play type situations. So we got a 0-1 count. And now it's a 1-1 count. So Nicole Manoff is at the plate with a 1-1 count. Goffstown is down 6-2. And that's sharply hit to center field. Another run will score. Runner goes to third. She's being brought home. The throw to home. She's safe, and the runner advances to second base. Very opportune hitting for Goffstown, scoring 2. They're back in this game at 6-4. You got to be excited, Tess, but you're not showing it.
This is very exciting. I am.
So now we've got a runner at second base. Goffstown has finally got their bats woken up here, if that's correct English. And Lindsay Lord, who has a really good bat, is up at the plate, number 13. Lindsay had a nice, sharp line drive double her last at bat. Now it's called a strike. Looked a little high to me, but then again, I don't get paid the big bucks as the umpire. That's a 1-1 count. I can see that Coach Matt Fleming is back in the game. He's very excited. And that is a ball. That is a 2-1 count. Very timely hitting. Goffstown needed this. It's a 6-4 game now in the bottom of the third. And another line drive. That looks over the head. That is off the left field fence, driving home a run. Lindsay Lord with a stand-up double. The score is now 6-5 Goffstown. Goffstown has mounted quite a comeback here. What a nice hit by senior Lindsay Lord. And Lindsay is headed to Smith College next year playing softball. As a side note, her dad Ray is the keeping the scoreboard, and he jumped out of his seat on that double. So very proud papa for Ray Lord. Lindsay had a very nice hit. And we got a squibber that is caught by the first baseman, number 24. That was a really nice catch. Had a lot of topspin on that ball. Jenna has to be a little patient at the plate. We have opportunities here for hits, and just sometimes you have to go a little deeper into the counts. So now up is Jasmine Colon, number 7, first baseman. And we've got, as they say in softball and baseball, a duck on the pond, Tess.
A duck on the pond.
So we got a 1-1 count. So you are good luck. We might have to keep you up here for the next inning.
All right,
but
deal.
But I think we can't because we promised some of
Haley's
the
going
other.
to want a chance
right.
up here.
And that's a squibber to second base. And a nice play by the second baseman. But Goffstown has scored 4 runs in the bottom of the third to cut this to a 1-run lead for Plymouth. So they have battled back, Tess, and I think as a teammate, you'll be pretty happy about that.
Very happy. This is it's really nice to see them get their heads back in it and keep fighting.
All right. I'll tell you, I want to thank you, Tess, for coming up here. And if you wouldn't mind, if you could bring Haley up.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, thank you. So, Butch, what do you think? That was a really impressive third inning for Goffstown. They played it 4 runs, and this is exactly what they needed. They needed to get back into the game. They needed for their bats to come alive, which they did. So we had some timely hitting, nice hits by Nicole Nanoff, Hannah Gifford, you name it. We had 3 or 4 hits when we needed them.
Yeah, it was a perfect inning to get right back into this thing. And again, they got to come out here and work, hold them down, shut them down, and get up to the plate again.
So we're joined in the press box by Haley Campbell. And Haley, I'm going to give you the headphones. Butch is going to give you the headphones, and we're going to do a little play-by-play. You tell me when you're all set. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
How you doing, Haley?
I'm well. How are you?
You must be very proud of your team. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's exactly what they needed.
Oh, absolutely. The hits couldn't have come more perfect.
Yeah. So now it seems like there's a little more energy on the bench as well. So number 4 is at the bat, and that ball's a pitch in the dirt for a 1-1 count. So unfortunately, Haley, your season got interrupted by, you got hit in the head by a sharp line drive. And tell us what happened.
It was against Souhegan, and it was just an off game. And a couple people were on base, and I ended up pitching it. And as soon as the ball ended up connecting with the bat, I knew it was coming right back at me. And so I kind of turned, and it hit me square in the back of the head.
I'm sorry. I tell you, it was very scary. I was up here, and we heard it. And that's a strikeout for Anna Strong. So how are you feeling now?
Hanging in there.
You hanging in there? Okay.
Hanging in there.
Well, I'll tell you, you've had a great career at Goffstown, something to be very, very proud of. You played for, was it 3 or 4 years as a varsity player?
3.
3 years. Now Anna has stepped up here, and she's done a lot of the pitching since your injury. And we were talking before. I think the key to Anna's success here is to keep the ball low as low as possible.
Oh,
hit her
absolutely.
spots.
Especially when it comes to pitching, anything low is a batter's weakness.
Yeah.
It's easier to hit higher than it is to hit low.
Right. So, what type of advice have you given Anna, in terms of starting as the starting pitcher now for Goffstown? You were the previous starting pitcher. What type of advice have you been giving her?
I think the biggest thing is to go out batters. I mean, it's easier to get them to swing when the batter's down on the count. And to keep using her different off-speed pitches, because you can have the speed that goes with it, but if you don't have any movement to keep them off balance, then you're just a pitcher. You're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about before. I think it was Butch Gifford was talking about. It's one thing when you throw good velocity at the pitch, but you have to mix it up with off speed and just different, just change it up to keep the batters off balance.
Absolutely, you have to keep them guessing, not knowing what's going to come next.
So that was a hit up the middle. Looks like it went off of Anna's foot or leg. She seems to be okay. And unfortunately, nobody was covering second on that one, so
that could have been bad.
We didn't get hurt on that. So this is number 24, Mackenzie Palmer. She's batting cleanup, and last time she laid down a bunt, a sacrifice bunt, which is kind of unusual for a cleanup hitter, but nonetheless, that's what happened. So we got a runner at first with only 1 out with a 2-0 count here. And we got a play from third to second base. Nice play by Nicole Nanoff. caught by the second baseman, Michaela Fleming, to get the lead runner. And that's always a key, right? To get the lead runner.
Oh, absolutely. In any defensive position, you always want to get the lead runner.
So now we've got 2 outs with a runner at first base. If you haven't been following the score, it's 6-5 Plymouth. And we've a pop-up and caught by the first baseman, Jasmine Colon. And that's exactly what Goffstown needed. They needed a quick 1-2-3 inning. It wasn't 1-2-3, but I think it was 1-2-3-4. So no runs were scored. Anna has been keeping them in the game, and the hitting. You guys need to hit, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. The only way you can score is if you hit.
Right.
And to win a game, you have to score.
But isn't it also a little bit about patience at the plate as well? I mean,
oh,
you
absolutely.
You just can't be first pitch swinging.
Oh, no. You have to really wait on it and make the pitcher pitch to you. And you can't really, you want to be aggressive at the plate, but you also want to be reserved at the same time.
So what are your plans after graduation this year?
I'm going to be attending Eastern Connecticut State University.
So you must be pretty excited, huh?
I am very excited.
Yeah. So school's over in what, 2-3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and then graduation soon, and summer ball after that.
So that's what you'll be doing, playing some summer ball? No
Yeah.
job for you?
Oh, yeah, I'll be working during the week.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Now, as a side note, your mom is an accomplished runner, right? She ran in the Boston Marathon. She's a marathoner. And
yeah, she also ran in New York as well. I did very well.
So is she faster than you?
Oh, absolutely.
She's faster than you?
Oh, absolutely.
So if you got in trouble, you couldn't run away from her?
No, I mean, I could probably out-sprint her for like a few
but
feet.
Eventually she tracks you down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, she faster than your dad? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's close.
Is
She
there
has the longer
competition
endurance.
at the kitchen table on this, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long conversations and battles.
Okay, so we have Hannah Baldiga, the center fielder, leading off, and again, Nikita Hannah is getting on base. She's very, very fast.
She just, I think, especially with this, she lays down a nice bunt.
Yep, she did. It went foul though, so that was a good attempt to get on base.
I think, especially because the first baseman's playing so far back, I think if she wants to have the bunt be successful, I think if she puts it down again to keep it in the same place along the first baseline.
I agree. Let's see what happens here. She lays it down again, and she is quickly in an 0-2 hole. Let's see what if she continues to bunt. Again, if she bunts here and she misses, she's automatically out. That ball's in the dirt for a 1-2 count. Right now for Goffstown, the key is to get runners on base and to get those timely hits like he did the last inning. It's a very close game now, 6-5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Another pitch in the dirt. So good eye by Hannah Baldiga. We're at a 2-2 count now. That ball was a little high. She swings at it. See how fast she is down the line, and she got beat by about, I'd say, a step on that one. So we got one down in the bottom of the 4th. Plymouth is leading 6-5. Now is Olivia, I believe that she got on base the last time. She hustled down to first on a squib.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are you seeing here? The pitch is struggling a little bit now.
I think to be really successful for our team, I think they're just going to have to be patient up at the plate.
Right.
They're just going to have to make her pitch to them and not really chase for anything else.
I mean, it looks to me, the last 4 or 5 balls, she's thrown a few in the dirt, you know?
With that one, she was just way ahead of it. She's got to be patient. We're used to a little bit faster pitching, especially girls that play during summer.
Right.
So when we come across a little bit slower pitcher, it's hard to adjust. And this is what the girls are running into.
Yeah, she's way ahead of that one, too. I was very surprised by her speed. For a catcher, she's extremely fast.
Yeah, she is. She can get down the line pretty quickly.
And that's hit to the shortstop. She's digging it, and that's an out. I don't even know if she stepped on first on that one. So now up is the leadoff hitter, number 2, Michaela Fleming, and Michaela's playing second base for Goffstown.
She's another quick one.
Yeah, and she had a nice sacrifice bunt in the last at bat. Let's see what she does here. I think you're right, Haley. I think there's something to be said about dropping bunts down the first baseline. I mean, she's playing pretty deep. I'm not so sure how athletic the pitcher is in terms of fielding her position.
Well, I know, being as a pitcher myself, those first base bunts are very hard to field because they're further from the pitcher's mound, and it's kind of like the opposite direction that you're traveling in.
Now, how hard is it to field your position as a pitcher?
Oh, it's extremely hard. You have not even seconds to react.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, especially since your finishing motion doesn't really set you up to field.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, not at all. As you continue pitching, you kind of get a sense of, as soon as the ball hits the bat, you know it's coming back at you. You don't know which way or form, but you know it's coming back at you. So, I mean, that kind of helps. But other than that, you have no idea.
Well, I'm glad that I see a lot of players now wearing face masks. I think it's a good idea, and I know, unfortunately, it didn't help you, but God willing that nothing, was worse in terms of, the protection was there. Unfortunately, I think you just, when it happened, you ducked.
Yep. Yeah. And it's crazy though, because it's like, I've also started to see baseball players wear the masks, the pitchers.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Okay, so now we got Michaela drew a walk, and again, we got a very speedy runner at first base. You think that coach might take a little gamble and
I wouldn't, because Allie has been hitting so well. I would just rely on her bat at the moment, because you can't afford the out.
Got another pitch in the dirt there for a ball one. Allie looks in for signs, and she's getting ready to hit here. Another ball in the dirt. Yeah, she's been very impressive since coming up from junior varsity. I believe she's hitting close to over 700 in her 2-week stint as a varsity player. And again, she had a nice hit earlier. And that's a fly ball to right field, way out of play.
What makes Allie so dominating is she's a very, very smart hitter as well. She understands the different pitches that pitchers are being thrown, because she's also a catcher. So she understands the concepts a little bit more, and she's very disciplined, and that makes her such a lethal hitter.
And she's fouled another one off there. So we got a 2-2 count with 2 outs. This is really not a running situation for the first base runner, but you never know. We got Hannah Gifford waiting on deck just in case Allie gets on. And that ball's high. So now we should see some movement by Michaela Fleming with a 3-2 count here.
Yeah, we should see her moving as soon as the pitcher lets go of the ball. She should be on her way to second.
And that's a walk. So now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning, with Goffstown trailing by a run. It's like the manager, Matt Fleming, has called a timeout to talk to Hannah, do a little strategy here.
Hannah's a very good one to have up at the plate at the moment. She has the highest batting average on the team at the moment.
Yeah, she's also a very disciplined hitter. She doesn't seem to chase a lot of bad pitches. And we've got some big-time power coming up right behind her in both Nicole Nanoff and Lindsay Lord. So this is an important pitch. All right, Hannah's got a first call strike.
Hey, I got faith. You got it, kid. Here we go.
We got some pretty good speed on the bases for Goffstown right now. And we've got a 1-1 count. I like Lombardi's aggressiveness at first. She's quite the player out there. And that's a swing and a miss for a 1-2 count. I think that might have been an off-speed pitch, you think?
Yeah, it looks like off-speed, and it was also a little bit outside.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving her some off-speed pitches. We noticed that in her first at-bat, that they were giving her off-speed. And she rips one to left field. They're waving the runner home. Play at the plate, no. And another run scores. The score is now tied 6-6. A very timely hit to left field for Hannah Gifford. We've got runners at first and second base with Nicole Nanoff at the plate. And that was another timely hit by a senior leader.
That was a very solid hit, which we desperately needed.
So we've got Nicole, who packs a lot of power at the plate. And that's a ball.
If she wants to be successful at this at bat, she's got to be patient, and
Right.
she's just got to relax and not let the stress get to her.
And she's going to lop one in, and that's going to drop in. And Alyssa Lombardi's being waved home, and Goffstown takes the lead 7-6 in the bottom of the fourth. Another timely hit, not quite the power hit that you normally see from Nicole Nanoff, but you know what? You take them as you get them.
You're right, it totally works. Even though it's not the power that we're used to, those timely hits are key no matter where they're placed.
So Goffstown has come back from a 6-0 deficit to now take the lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is quite the exciting game. Number 13, the plate, Lindsay Lord. Lindsay has had 2 very nice hits in her first 2 at-bats. The first was a line drive to right field, and I think the second one was to left. And she hits this ball to the shortstop, throws it, and it's safe. Another run is going to score for Goffstown. That would appear to be an error on the first baseman, unfortunately, for Plymouth. And a lot of times these errors cost teams, as you well know, Haley.
Oh, absolutely. It usually comes down to the teams that make the most errors in this division.
Yeah, and as someone who likes to watch softball, it's always disturbs me whenever anybody makes an error, because you want to see everybody do well in these games. But for Goffstown, it's fortunate. They score a run, and it keeps the inning alive. And now we have Jenna Indigaro at the plate.
Oh, absolutely.
And Jenna, her first 2 at-bats, she's been a little impatient. So I think she needs to take the pitch that she might need. There you go. And that's a call ball. So we got runners at the corners. Goffstown is now leading 8-6. And Jenna Indigaro fouls one back off the backstop, out of play, and is now a 1-1 count. Well, I see a lot more smiles than I did in the first inning, Haley.
It's so important to have a team that's upbeat instead of one that's always down on themselves and always regretting their errors that they made, or always keeping those in mind. You just got to let them go, because if you keep dwelling on them, it's not going to help the team.
Yeah. Hey, so how was it? I see your sister was also brought up from the junior varsity team.
She was.
How is it playing with her?
Oh, it's awesome. It's honestly a dream. We haven't had.
Jenna Indigaro hits one right up the middle. Another run is going to score for Goffstown. 9-6 Goffstown. And runners are now at first and second base. And Jasmine. So I'm sorry for interrupting you, but we had an exciting play.
It's all good.
So you were telling me before about, it's great playing with your sister.
Yeah, absolutely. We only get to play together every once in a blue moon because of our age difference.
Yeah.
So it's awesome just to have her even on the bench, just be able to talk to her about everything that's been going on.
Now, both of you are pitchers.
Yes.
Have you worked with your sister in terms of helping her out? And
we kind of help each other out. We'll catch for one another, and then if we see a pitch that's off.
Another line drive up the middle, and that's going to plate another run for Goffstown. Nice running by Lindsay Lord on that play.
That was a great heads up.
That was a great base running by Lindsay Lord, and I give credit to the third base coach, Matt Fleming, for sending her, because there was a lot of hesitancy from the outfielders. So looks like Goffstown has batted around here. Hannah Baldiga is led off the inning, and she's now hitting. And that is a call strike 1. We've got runners at first and second. Goffstown has come back from a pretty hefty deficit in the first and second inning. They were down 6. They have now scored 9 unanswered runs to take a 10-6 lead. We've got a 1-1 count on Hannah Baldiga, the center fielder. That ball is in the dirt, and the runners are going to be advancing. It is now second and third on that, I would say, wild pitch, you think?
Yeah, I would say wild pitch, especially because it hit the dirt.
Yeah. Now, if you were pitching, it would have been a pass ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, okay. And another timely hit by Hannah Baldiga. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. All right. That was a little bit of a base running error, but then again, we did score another run. Hannah had a nice hit there, and it is now 11-6 Goffstown. You guys have come back from a pretty substantial deficit, but this game, as we know, is not over.
Yeah, it is definitely not over until that last out is called.
Yeah. All right, so what I need you to do now, I want to thank you so much for coming up here, and if you could you bring Alexis Little up, and we're going to bring her up for the next inning.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Wow, what a turn of events.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is a good luck charm, Butch, bringing the players up to do some commentary during these games. And I tell you, the kids are so mature. You know, Haley has been with the varsity program for 3 years. She's really dedicated her life, and it's sad to see that, you know, due to an injury, she couldn't, you know, finish off her senior season due to a concussion, but very good spirits, cheering on her team and coming up here, which is great.
Absolutely, she's a great leader, and she gets the girls going. And we have another lovely contestant here.
So now we have Alexis Little, and I'd like to welcome you, Alexis. Come on over here. What a comeback, right?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
So Alexis, you played softball, you played varsity, but unfortunately you got hurt as well.
Yes, I did.
Oh, and that is a sharply hit ball to center field, corralled by Hannah Baldigan, thrown in. Again, I think now we're very happy because Goffstown has scored some nice runs, but we gotta stop them here.
Right.
So again, you got hurt. Was that in your sophomore year?
My sophomore year, yep.
And so what happened? You said
I have a chipped bone in my elbow, and it is eating away at the nerves pretty much.
But essentially, you stuck on. You stayed with the team. You're the manager for the team, and you're here to assist the coaching staff and your teammates. And what does that mean to you?
It's good to stay as a team and stay together. It's my family that I grew up with since I was little, so.
And you two are headed off to college at
Yes.
UConn.
Yes, I am.
Did them winning both the women's and men's championships have anything to do with your? What a nice play by Michaela Fleming. She backhanded that through to get the lead runner. This is exactly the defense that Goffstown needs to stay in these games.
Yep.
You know, Butch and I were talking earlier. Anna is a very, very competent pitcher. She's got to keep the ball low, but there's no doubt that they're gonna hit her to a degree, and we have to have the defense.
Right.
And here is a ball that's to center field. That's gonna be a tough play for Hannah Baldiga, and that was not bad. She tried to make a play to second base. That was in no man's land in right center field. I don't think either Hannah Baldiga or Hannah Gifford had a chance really at that one. So now we've got runners at first and second with one out.
One down, easy base now.
And the number 9 hitter is up, Jordan Meyer. And that's looks like a little inside for ball 1. So I think the key here is for Goffstown is the defense. And another ball hit, and that is a double play. That was an amazing play by Nicole Nanoff, exhibiting her rocket arm. What an amazing play by the third baseman. She's got quite the arm, wouldn't you say?
Right, yes.
Yeah. So you're going to UConn.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It is.
And what do you think you might be majoring in?
I am going pre-med in chemistry.
Pre-med in chemistry.
Yes, I am.
God bless you.
Yes.
I thought I said pre-med too when I was a freshman, and then you start taking some classes, you're like, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah, hopefully not.
But I want to wish you good luck.
Oh, thank you.
I just visited UConn about a month ago with my daughter.
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful campus.
Beautiful.
It's a big school, but all the buildings are pretty close together.
Yep, it's a tight-knit community.
Yeah. Yeah. So what made you choose to go there as opposed to other schools?
It is actually one of the top schools for pre-med medicine and stuff in the country. So.
Excellent.
Yep.
So this has got to be exciting for you. I mean, this is senior day, so you were one of the seniors. What did that mean to you to get recognized by your teammates?
It's bittersweet to move on, but you grown up with people so long. It's sad to leave them. So it was a good ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your plans? You have any special plans this summer? Anything fun?
Just trying to make money, so I'm not
trying
broke
to
in
make
college.
money at Pizza Market.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And I can't. Can I say Pizza Market, Butch? they're not an official sponsor, but I happen to go there for lunch quite a bit, and Alexis works there. So hello to Sam and Sharon at Pizza
Hello.
Market. Yeah. I'll probably get in trouble by GTV because I said that. I said Pizza Market 6 times. Not that I'm going to get like a free slice out of it or anything like that. But, so anyway, we're at the bottom of the 5th inning, and we have Livy St. Jean is up again, and she's done a nice job behind the plate. This is her first year being a varsity catcher. She's had to obviously started with Haley Campbell as the primary pitcher, and now it's Anna Strong, and that's always an adjustment whenever you deal with 2 pitchers. And Livy is now working with a 2-0 count here. This is definitely a hitter's count. She can be very patient now. And that is a strike 1 count. So now we're at 2-1. We're 11-6 Goffstown in the bottom of the 5th inning. A very exciting game. And she squibs it back to the pitcher. This is going to be a tough play. And I believe she was out on that one. Yes, by about a half a step, I'd say. She gets down the line pretty quick. It's a nice play by the pitcher. And now we have the leadoff hitter, Michaela Fleming. And again, Michaela needs to do what leadoff hitters have to do, and that's get on base, no matter how you have to do it. Whether it's bunting or, I've noticed, Alexis, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the pitches, but she's been pitching a lot in the dirt lately. I think Goffstown needs to be a bit patient at the plate, and if necessary, like on that one, take a walk. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially with someone like Michaela who has very good speed. So now it's an opportunity for Goffstown to get what's called some insurance runs. Right. And Butch Gifford, he's wearing the State Farm insurance jacket. So how no pun intended. That ball's in the dirt. Oh, again, that's not a sponsor either, but State Farm. But we were talking about insurance runs, and that's what made me think of it.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so she did exactly what the leadoff hitter should be doing, and that's getting on base. And now we've got number 16, Allie Lombardi. And Allie, as you know, we've been talking about her up here. She's really kind of been the freshman phenom for this Goffstown team. She is a ball of fire for one, and she is on a hitting tear. I believe she's hitting over 700 since being called up from the JV.
She is,
And, she's a catcher by trade, although she's been playing left field. And I've seen her play catcher, and she's a really strong catcher as well.
She is. Strong player altogether.
I'd really like her approach to the game, and just her energy level is just, my opinion is I think that a freshman is actually lifting up this team.
She's doing really good. Really well.
And she's a good leader, too, for someone her age. Let's see what Coach has in store here. I mean, this is a potential bunt situation with 1 out and a very speedy runner, but who knows? We might see hit and run. Let's see what we've got. So far, no one has tested the catcher for Plymouth with regard to stealing second base. And Allie is going to loop one into left field, and that is another hit for Allie Lombardi. And she remains very strong in terms of her hitting abilities. But this is exactly what Goffstown needs. I mean, that was kind of they've had a couple of opportune bloop hits. Now we've got runners at first and second base with the right fielder, Hannah Gifford, at the plate. And Hannah takes up ball 1. Now, when you played, what position did you play, Alexis?
I played second base.
You played second.
Yep, growing up.
Oh, Hannah swung at a little bit of a high one, much to the consternation of her father/cameraman, Butch Gifford. But he said that he will still have her for dinner as long as she doesn't swing at more pitches like that one. And that's a ball. That was high and outside. We've got a 2-1 count. Goffstown is leading 11-6 in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out. Runners on first and second. And here's the pitch. Oh, that is no potatoes. Number 2 swing for Hannah Gifford. And her father is smiling. That's good. So it's all good. And it's only a game, Butch. And she stays alive. She stays alive. That was a good at bat right there. Very animated coach Matt Fleming. And that ball is going to be out of play to the, off the top of the fence. What are the odds of that? You're a chemistry person, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking math. So
Yeah.
why chemistry? Because you want to be pre-med, that's why.
Yeah, pre-med. I want to.
Is this from like Grey's Anatomy, or what's the reason?
No, I'm more medicine, more traveling medicine.
Ooh, that was a close
That was
pitch
close.
for Hannah to look at. And it's now 3-2. Let's see what happens here. Will they force any runners? Probably not, but you never know with Coach Fleming.
Very true.
And that ball is going to drop in for another single. Looks like she's being waved in. And another run scores for Goffstown. The score is now 12-6. Another timely hit for Hannah Gifford, the senior. Runners are now at first and third. And now Nicole, who is normally a power hitter, had a blue pitch to bring in a run before. So let's see what Goffstown can do here on the bottom of the fifth. Let's see if the runner at first will be going here. She looks like she's got her arms ready. And she is going. And that was a fake throw by the catcher to third. The runner advances to second. And now Goffstown has runners at second and third with one out in the bottom of the fifth with a score of 12-6. And that's a pop-up to the first base side, and that is a out. That's kind of not what Goffstown needed there.
No.
Anything would have been good for a productive out, but that wasn't a productive out.
No, it was not.
So now we've got two outs with Lindsay Lord. Lindsay's been torching the ball lately.
Yeah.
She also, I think, had a blue pit the last one, but she had two very nice line drives prior to that. And that ball is in the dirt. And again, this would be nice to get another timely hit here, possibly bring in another 1 to 2 runs for Goffstown. Oh, Lindsay, and much to the consternation of her father, Ray, at the scoreboard, who just took a shot of tequila after seeing that one. Wow.
Can you say that? Oh, God.
Oh, boy. So now we're down 1-2 count to Lindsay Lord. She steps out of the box and sets herself. And she flies. Well, this could drop in. No, it's going to be caught by the shortstop. Nice catch by the shortstop to hold runners again at second and third. So now Goffstown leads 12-6 as we go into the top of the sixth inning. So Alexis, any words of wisdom? None?
Just to keep a strong defense, I guess.
Strong defense?
Yes.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so much for coming on up here. Hopefully you had a good time.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to wish you the best of luck at UConn.
Thank you.
And make Goffstown proud.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
Yep.
Thank you. So as we head into the top of the sixth inning, Anna Strong has done a really nice job pitching for Goffstown. Started off giving up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. And the Goffstown team has really settled down quite nicely since that time. Maybe they had some jitters, but you know, Anna's done a nice job, Butch, with her pitches, and the defense has come up very, very strong. And I can, you know, nice plays by Nicole Nanoff and Jenna Indegaro, to say the least.
Those are the plays that you need to keep you in the game. That nice double play, get hit right to Nicole, and then over to first. She did a fabulous job, as they all are doing. Get a little picture of the outfield here. Kind of tough in the box here. Where's Alyssa?
All right, we got a first strike
There she
pitch
is.
here. She's done a really nice job, Anna. She's settled down quite nicely, and she's, you know, hitting her spots, which is good. That ball's in the dirt for a 1-1 count. So Goffstown has come back from quite the deficit in the first couple innings to now take a 12-6 lead as we enter the top of the sixth inning with no outs. At the plate is number 17, a leadoff hitter, Amelia. And that's another pitch in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, things have come together now for them. Hitting, fielding.
There's another.
I think she's got some confidence
Yeah,
now.
she took a little off that one. That's a 2-2 count now.
She has a 6-run lead.
And that ball is fouled off. Count remains at 2-2. We have no runners. It's the top of the 6th inning. Goffstown is leading 12-6 to the leadoff hitter, number 17. And that pitch is a ball. We're headed to a full count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Amelia Karn-Tokasal. And she did a nice job hanging in there, Amelia, on that pitch. That was a difficult pitch, and she hung in there pretty well.
It sure was. Hey, Nostradamus, what do you think Anna's favorite food is?
I don't know, pizza?
Oh, you were close.
And this ball is hit to third. Nicole Nanoff scoops it up and fires it to first for an out. Nice job by Nicole. First baseman, nice grab there.
It happens to be ice cream.
Ice cream, that's my favorite food too. But then again, I've got like 12 favorite foods.
That you do, my friend.
Ice cream is really good. You know, I go to Devrion's.
Yeah.
My daughter works there, so I tend to go there quite a bit. I get. Oh,
Is that another plug?
You know, I don't do it intentionally. So Adam McCune, if you're listening, I don't mean to do this. I just happen to eat a lot.
I hear you.
So we've got a 1 strike count to this number 2 hitter, Kelsey Mom, who plays second base. And quickly, Anna has jumped out to a 0-2 count on Kelsey. That was a good waste pitch, I thought, didn't you think? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
See if she will chase it.
Yeah.
Down in the dirt.
I mean,
away.
On a 0-2 count, why not?
Either that or give her something up high.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wow. You called that, Butch. Have you ever managed a softball team or anything?
No, this isn't my first crack at
So
this.
now up we've got Alicia. And she plays third for Plymouth. And very quickly there are 2 outs for Goffstown in the top of the 6th inning.
The field is in fabulous shape here in Goffstown.
I agree. It's been really good shape.
As a pitcher, that's what you want to do. You want to get ahead in the count. You don't want to. You don't want to get behind.
We've got a 2-ball, 1-strike count here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning with Goffstown a 12-6 lead. The number 3 hitter is at bat, and she hits it to third base.
Oh,
grabbed
what a
again by
play.
Nicole, and that is an out at first base. Another great play by Nicole Nanoff. She's giving a clinic at third base, and a nice job by Jasmine Colon, making sure that she caught the ball first on that stretch. What a very, very nice play by Nicole Nanoff.
I'm glad we got it all on film. Very nice.
So here we're going into the bottom of the 6th inning, and Butch, I have to say, I was probably pessimistic early on. I don't know about the rest of the Goffstown faithful here, but I was a little nervous when they were down 6-zip.
Yeah, I think Plymouth is really frustrated now because they gave up a 6-run lead in the first inning. I know that the Plymouth pitcher, I've seen her face a few times after some of the pitchers. She's very frustrated because she doesn't believe she's getting some of the calls that she thought would be strikes, and she was getting some balls on it. So
that's always the tough thing. I tell you, whether it be softball or baseball. I mean, it's so difficult being a pitcher because the strike zones change from umpire to umpire, and sometimes the call just simply doesn't go your way, and that goes on both sides.
Yeah.
It is always a challenge.
Yeah, but as a pitcher, you need to recognize what the umpire. Some umpires like to call them high, some low, inside, outside, and you as a pitcher need to figure that out early on in the game.
Yeah, I happen to agree. And again, as we mentioned, Butch, this game has particular significance for both these teams. They're both playoff bound, but at stake here is home field advantage for Goffstown. I think that's certainly a motivation for this Grizzly team to do well today.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
So
Jenna, who plays shortstop, her favorite subject is biology. She loves watching TV, and her favorite color is green.
green like money.
I think we all like green.
So Jenna takes a ball 1 as we lead off here at the bottom of the 6th inning.
You know, as we talked about earlier, we needed the bats to come alive,
And
right?
so that's
going
going
to drop.
That's going
Absolutely.
to drop in.
Yep.
You know, Goffstown has had a lot of these hits, and that sometimes
Yeah.
frustrates a pitcher too when you get all these bloop singles or these, you know, not really stroked very well, but they're dropping for Goffstown.
Yep, and that's what happens sometimes. Little bleeders that just drop in there.
So
It
now
really
we-
frustrates you.
So now we have the first baseman, Jasmine Cologne. And she doesn't look like she'll be bunting.
I don't think she'll be bunting. She may.
I don't know. She took ball 1 count here. We have Jenna Indigaro leading off at first base. And the throw down at first, she's safe. Catcher showed a pretty good arm on that.
Yeah. You don't see many left-handed catchers.
Left-handed catchers, but she has a strong arm. And Jasmine seems to chase a little bit of a high one on that one.
Yeah, sometimes those are tough to lay off of.
Yeah. And that ball's going to be foul. And we've got a 1-2 count on Jasmine Cologne, the first baseman. So she'll be protecting the plate here. In the on-deck circle, looks like we have number 72, Nicole Anderson.
Yep, she's coming into bat.
And
Oh, that was a nice pitch.
Call strike 3 on Jasmine Cologne. So now we have a new batter. Nicole Anderson
She's batting for Hannah
is
Baldiga.
now batting for Hannah Baldiga. Now Nicole is also doing a pretty good job hitting this year. She's batting 289 with 4 RBIs. She's had 7 singles this season. You know, we ask a lot of these kids, you know, tell us something interesting about you, or what do you plan on doing after school? And Nicole wants to be a dermatologist.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I think that's a pretty good job. And Nicole hits one to second base, and that gets Jenna Indigaro over to second with 2 outs now. So at the plate is the catcher, Olivia St. Jean.
Olivia, being quick as she is, she has, as a left-handed batter, she gets that extra step to first base.
You know what's interesting on that play? Had that ball actually rolled fair, that would have been, you know, in play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you see a lot of times players give up on that ball, where it's important to kind of pick it up in foul territory. So she'll be protecting the plate here on a 0-2 count. Oh, that was a tough third call strike.
Yep, and we go to the top of the 7th, I believe.
Yeah, we're at the top of the 7th. So
all we need is
it.
3 outs.
This is 3 outs for Goffstown. I tell you, the team has done a very admirable job coming back from a 6-0 deficit.
In the first and second inning.
I know. I tell you, I was very impressed with the resiliency of this Goffstown squad. They've executed on what I talked to to manager Matt Fleming before the game, and I said, you know, Matt, what are some of the keys to your success? And he told me, he goes, Goff, we have to score 7, 8 plus runs. He goes, we have to execute on our defense, and I think Goffstown has kind of done what the manager wanted him to do.
Sure. I think he knew coming into this game that Plymouth was a good hitting team, and they needed to score a bunch of runs off of them.
I agree. So we're here at the top of the 7th inning, and Goffstown is leading by 6 runs. So like you said, we need three outs here for the victory for Goffstown. And again, this will help them assure them home field advantage.
Yeah, I believe the top 16 teams in the division go to the tournament round.
And Anna gets ahead here with a strike 1 count to the cleanup hitter, number 24, Mackenzie Palmer. Oh, Mackenzie chases a high and outside pitch, unfortunately. And now Anna is up on the count, 0-2. Because it looks pretty tempting, huh, Butch?
Yeah,
to hit that.
now she can waste a couple pitches. Throw them in the dirt, throw them outside.
And she did just that.
Yep.
But Mackenzie didn't chase that one.
Well, Mackenzie chased that high ball. I would throw her another one right in that same spot.
Oh, she did a nice job making contact on that. Mackenzie did a really nice job. That was a difficult pitch to lay off, and she made some contact.
Yeah, what happens when you're down by 6 runs in the your last inning? I think you get a little bit desperate. Oh, nice pitch.
That was a really nice pitch by Anna Strong. I tell you, I give a lot of credit to Anna. I mean, she started off a little rocky, and it wasn't, these were just, she was being hit sharply by this Plymouth team. She settled down really well.
Yeah, she kept her composure throughout this whole game. Now she's got some
ahead of the count here now.
Boatload of confidence now.
Yeah. And now we have number 7, Katie Vachon, the shortstop. And that ball's in the dirt for a 1-1 count. So we've got a 12-6 lead for Goffstown in the top of the 7th inning with 1 away. Katie Vachon, the shortstop, is at the plate with a 1-1 count. And the pitch is outside 2-1. You're right, Butch. There's a lot of pressure both on pitcher and hitters in these types of situations where you want to finish out a game for the pitcher. And here comes another play to Nicole Manoff, and she double clutches and then still fires it.
Yeah, she knew she had time, so she could afford to do that.
Yeah. So now there's 1 away for Goffstown to seal the victory here for a very impressive comeback for this Goffstown program. We really didn't talk about this, Butch, but maybe we bring the camera and we do a post-game interview. That ball's foul. That might be something that we could do, right, Butch? We just pick up the camera.
I believe
bring
we
it
can.
down to the field.
Yes.
I think we do this. Why not? Because there really aren't any rules when it comes to this. And here we go. It's a 1-1 count. Off-speed pitch. That's a 2-1 count. Now is a ball. Once again, Goffstown is ahead 12-6 in the top of the 7th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that ball's popped up. Playable, but not caught by the catcher.
She may have lost it in the sun.
I think she might have lost
I don't
that
know.
one.
I'm not sure.
Now the count is 2-2 to number 5, Carissa Gauthier. She's the pitcher. And she chased it, and that is the game.
That's
I mean,
the game.
What a game. I would just leave it on the tripod, Butch. Why don't you just turn it off? Turn it on. Hold on. So Goffstown team celebrates a very, very strong performance by the pitcher, Anna Strong, after, I would say, a rather inauspicious start at down 6-0. But we're going to head down to the field and do an interview with a couple of the players. Hey, we're joined by varsity coach Matt Fleming. Matt, that was a phenomenal comeback. I have to say, I was a little worried. You guys were down 6-0 in the bottom of the second inning, and you had some timely hits. It seemed to me that Anna was a little bit nervous in the first inning or two, but she settled down in an incredible way. You got some timely hitting and phenomenal defense.
Well, you know, it's a little bit of what we talked about in the pregame today, you and I, that for Anna especially, we have to continually give her strong defense behind her. She's going to put the ball in the play, and we're going to have to make the routine plays. But more importantly, she sat for over 30 minutes, and that's something that we're going to look at a little more closely as we move towards the playoffs. It was a long, long process getting onto the field today with senior day.
Yeah.
And that really set her back a little bit. You notice she threw a lot of pitches up. And even when I just spoke with the coach from Plymouth, he talked about the strike zone was a little bit off. You know, it seemed like our pitchers were forced to carry the ball higher in the zone than they should have, which put a lot of balls in play, even for their team. I mean, some of those things that they were getting in that first inning, those were clearly strikes. And it's hard for us to teach a pitcher to throw the ball higher in the zone when she's trying to feed around the knees and keep the ball down.
Agree.
So Anna knows not to hang it. What I told her in that first inning when I went out there, I said, listen, we just got to settle down. You got to continue to feed the ball in harder, and you got to go after your spots and try not to hang any pitches. And she did a good job coming back for us.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Listen,
Thank you so
if you
much.
wouldn't mind handing this over to your pitcher.
You got it.
Anna, come on over here. Anna, congratulations. You had an amazing pitching performance. Were you a little nervous in the first inning? What happened?
I was a little bit unwarmed up because of like all senior night and everything, and yeah, I was a little nervous, but then I came around.
Well, you had an incredible pitching performance. It looked like you were trying to keep the ball down on a lot of these hitters.
Yeah,
that was
I
pretty
didn't wanna
successful
keep
for
it
you.
high. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to congratulate you for a great game.
Thank
Could you pass it over to Nicole? Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
You had a phenomenal defensive performance. I think you made about 6 or 7 unbelievable plays. Can you make a muscle? I got to see that arm. That's unbelievable, right? I mean, and the other thing that we heard was that you have like these web toes or something. Does that help you?
Well, for the swimming aspect, you know.
For the swimming aspect, but not so much for softball.
Maybe my big feet, though. You know, size 12s help out in the field a lot.
They do, they do. Well, listen, I want to thank you. You had a great game, great defensive performance. All right,
you.
best of luck to you guys in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Take care.